Hi there. Um, it's a beautiful day, and I thought I might go live for a minute and maybe have some tea with you guys. I'm thinking of doing some live videos with my tea tastings because I know some people say they miss them, but a lot of people don't love the tea videos as part of my regular ASMR content because they get kind of repetitive. I get that. So I'm thinking of either doing some of them live or doing them as shorts. I'm not sure. I'm gonna play with it a little bit. I got a new phone, so I had a very old phone that sorry, I got lost in it. I had a very old phone that uh, did not take decent video at all. So I kind of was purposely keeping an old phone. I've done that for a while where I haven't updated my phone because I'm afraid I'll get too addicted to my phone if my phone is good. A little bit of iced coffee here right now. I'm gonna making some tea with you guys in a minute. Um, but I finally got a new phone because I was holding off. Many of you, especially if you are in Patreon with me, will know that I was in Indonesia for 5 months in the mostly fall of this year. So I didn't know if I would have to buy a new phone or not in Indonesia. We only ended up having to buy one phone, which my son kept. And when I got home from Indonesia, I finally bought myself a phone. So I thought it might be fun just to do some little lives with this. I've been doing the shorts with my phone since it is so much easier. So if anyone has sent any comments, I can't see them. This is my first time trying live on this phone. So I'm gonna hopefully figure this out over time. But I just thought it would be, if I could find some new ways to put out content for you guys. I do put out a video every every month on Patreon. Hi, Benny. Oh, you're in Australia. So is it about 12 hours difference there? I know that's what it was in Indonesia, so it probably depends on where in Australia you are. But it's probably very late at night. Yeah, probably when I'm kind of an early riser, so it may be uh, that I get many more people that are international because so many people watch ASMR live streams at night. Oh yeah, 2 a.m. Hi. Oh, hi there. Oh, it's so fun. I haven't done this in so long. Good to see you. Or to text with you or whatever message. So fun. Um, yeah, so when we got back from Indonesia, I finally bit the bullet and turned in my crummy old phone, got a new phone, and the main thing I'm loving about it is I can do shorts with it, and hopefully I can do this with it, which would be great. So I thought it would be fun to just do some check-ins. I got very into travel vlogs, and I'm still very into travel vlogs while I was in Indonesia. Oh, that's sweet. I know you used to be on lives all the time back in the day, right? I got something that popped up on YouTube recently that I have been on YouTube for 12 years, which I should have realized because I started like right after my son was born and he is 13. So yeah, the fact that I've been on YouTube for 12 years is kind of amazing. Um, but it's really been great. I mean, I know I don't put out content as much as other people, uh, But there's a little bit that's intentional about that. I want to be on here long term, and I don't want to have my life getting busy prevent me from posting. So what I tend to do, oh, hi Shannon. I knew your name and I was just drawing a blank. Um, oh, it's so good to hear from you. Yeah, I always see your messages on there. So again, part of the reason that I don't post that often is because I want to be able to keep it up even when things are busy, and things have been very, very busy. Um, you just, it's, I miss doing this. It was always so nice to be able to connect with people. So it's very fun. Uh, it would be great if I could do this again. I think I may try to make it a regular thing. I got a tripod for my phone because I've been having so much fun doing the shorts. And so I can set up a tripod. I'm getting a new ring light, and maybe I'll start doing tea tastings with you guys live. Tell me what you guys think about the tea tastings. I love tea tubers personally. I mean, you guys probably know most of the YouTube I do is geared at like what I like, because I'm the only judge I have. So I do a lot of audio focused role plays because that's the kind of ASMR I love. And unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of that out anymore. Like, I especially like really close up kind of massage and facial and kind of and that used to be a thing back in the day 10 years ago. um, so if you guys know of any ASM artists that are still doing that, I have some ASMRs I love, 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 and I still watch them all the time, but I don't always get ASMR from them anymore. So, um, uh, Benny, are you saying the close up? Me, that's what really works for me. And so the old school ASMR used to really work for me because they didn't have great mics. They didn't have great cameras. And so a lot of people were doing the close up because that's how you could whisper and still have people hear you. And that was kind of my experience with ASMR too. I've never had a fabulous camera. I've always had a webcam. Actually, I had a decent camera for a while, but it just kind of fell apart. Um, so, oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad, Shannon. I would love to have people on if I do this more regularly. I also don't care if it's like 20 people either. I mean, when I used to do my tarot readings back in the day, it was usually about 20 of us that were pretty regular, and a lot of them were Patreon members, and um, so we used to do them through there. And that was always marvelous because I knew everybody was on there. So I don't care if I get a bazillion people. I'm sure it would be wonderful if more people found my channel. If it was the channel for them, like I know a lot of people will say you should have more subscribers and all that stuff. I have the right subscribers, and there are more out there that will find me over time. That's okay. I mean, most of you know I'm an online therapist. So I have a good job where I can work more as much or um, as much or as little as I want. Name a car for an edit. I don't know what that means. Mm. So I do ASMR because I love to do it. Um, and I try to keep it reasonable for what I can do without burning out. So I do monthly videos on Patreon. Those come out on YouTube usually about a year and a half after they've come out on Patreon. And then I have some. Thank you, Shannon. But I have aged quite a bit. I turned 50 this year, so that's kind of. Um, it was a great birthday. It was such a good birthday. So we were in Bali for Nyepi, which is a day where they you're not supposed to use any electricity. People do use electricity, like they'll use computers, they just won't plug them in. But you're not supposed to have any lights on, and you'll actually get fined if you have lights on at night. And that was my birthday. I'm very lucky, very very lucky. It was amazing. So we were at a friend of ours has a homestay in Ubud in Bali, and we were there for Nyepi, and it was so quiet. There were no motorbikes, and we had been living in Indonesia for almost 2 months by the time my birthday rolled around, and we were living in Java, which was um, which was very noisy, and so um, when we got to Bali and there was no motorbikes for a while, it was amazing. Um, my username is that the Nutty McFreak, or JessicaCross ASMR. I mean, it's probably Nutty McFreak. So Nutty McFreak, as like many things in my life, my husband and I met when we were 13, started dating at 14, have been together for a bazillion years, and we have a lot of really stupid inside jokes. And Nutty McFreak was just a joke between the two of us for a long time. And then he bought me the website. So I own nuttymcfreak.com because we thought it was so funny. We were like, somebody's going to want this at some point. And so I own nuttymcfreak.com as a joke. So hold on, recording. Okay, so yeah, so that's what that means, and it's just kind of a joke. So sorry, my kid is lurking. Can I help you? I have a weird child who likes to just come down and make silly faces and stand in the hallway. So that's what my username means. So yeah, it's just something silly. It's like we used to. I don't know if you know Mystery Science Theater 3000. That was a big thing when I was in my 20s probably. Um, and they have a show that, and I forget which movie it is, but where they do a whole bunch of names for a guy. We actually looked them up the other day, um, and they list all of these names for this kind of big beefy character, and so Big McLarge Huge is another ongoing, like. Whenever one of us is lifting weights or doing aerobics or something, we call each other Big McLarge Huge. Whenever my son will like lift something for me, he's Big McLarge Huge. We looked them up the other day, and they're really funny. They're like blunt beefcake and hello from the UK. Uh, my husband is going to the UK for the Edinburgh Festival. He is playing at the Edinburgh Festival. He is so excited. Um, and and totally terrified. So he's going this weekend. No, this next week. I am not though, which I'm sad about. I've been to the UK a few times. We have a good friend who lives in Cork. So I've gone, I think, 3 times to Cork now. It's like my son's favorite place ever. Um, my husband plays actually lots of stuff, but he plays mostly Indonesian music. We both play Indonesian music. So we play gamelan and keroncong. Um, and but for this, he's playing like keyboard and bass and uh, a few different Indonesian instruments and also pinpia from Thailand. Like he's just playing a bunch of stuff as backup for a friend of ours who's an amazing, incredible singer. So it's very exciting for them. And it's very exciting. I'm glad I'm not going because he started listing off some of the people playing at the Edinburgh Festival at the same time, like Magnetic Fields, which is like one of my favorite bands that I've gone and seen a few times, and just some of these like amazing artists. There's like 3,000 bands playing between the Edinburgh Festival and the Fringe Festival, which I had no idea was a thing. I mean, I knew about the Edinburgh Festival, but I did not realize it was that big. So that's incredible. So yeah, he plays all kinds of stuff, and we're getting ready for our friend after they play in Edinburgh, then they play in London, and then they come back here. And we have some performances coming up at the Indonesian embassy. We're playing, yeah, we're playing gamelan and having our friend sing because she is amazing. And then we have a few little gigs around here. And she has some gigs with my husband up in New York. So it's going to be mostly busy for them. I'm bowing out of all of these. Like, I am a good singer and a passable bass player for Indonesian music locally. And I'm a decent singer and good gamelan player for basic gamelan. Um, but not for like touring and being in New York and all of that stuff. So, um, yeah. So that's kind of what's going on here. Um, I don't know if this is something, I mean, it's so fun to interact with you guys. I kind of like now that on YouTube the live is kept separate because I think there are people who like coming on here and interacting with me, and I love being able to interact with you like this. But um, it's not really the same as the ASMR videos that I put out. So I kind of like that the people who want to be on here live, and there may be some people who possibly want to listen to it afterwards, um, that they can come on and watch those, but it's not linked in with my regular ASMR content. So yeah, so this is fun, but it's great to be on here. Um, but after lots of rambling, why don't we walk around my house a little bit and make some tea? So it was one thing that I really missed in Indonesia, although I did find a good tea supplier in Indonesia. So I was able to get some fancy teas. I'm trying to find where my husband put my teapot. I'm gonna flip it around. I'm still here and I can still see you guys, but I'm gonna make some tea with you because I got adagio again. Now that I'm back, I have my one day adagio. So I'm gonna flip the camera around. Here's my teapot, my little yellow teapot. Those of you may recognize from when I was doing the regular tea videos. And we're gonna make the tea of the day for adagio is watermelon cooler. So this will probably be good iced, and I will probably drink it that way, although I'll try it hot too. So apple pieces, rose hips, hibiscus, raspberry leaves, natural watermelon flavor, cranberry, rose petals, no caffeine. Okay, let's get scissors because I can never tear these. Now you get to see my messy kitchen with turmeric all over the counter. This is real life, guys. It's one thing I mentioned that I got really into travel videos when I was in Indonesia, and partially I would watch actually a lot of travel videos around the US because I was a little homesick. Oh, this smells good. Adagio, I think, does a very good job with watermelon flavor. It's not too synthetic, and I really enjoy it. So we're going to walk around to my water heater. These are the best things in the world. They used to cost like $100 and I coveted them for years, but now you can get them on Amazon for like $35 and they keep your water hot all the time. And so I always have hot water for tea, which is good because I drink tea all day. And I drink hot tea year round. Okay, so we're gonna let that steep. Here's my big teapot that I use for my morning tea. There's my favorite teacup because it's ginormous. And we will go sit and wait for that to steep. But I'm very excited to have my Adagio teas back. I placed a big order when we first got home from Indonesia because I was all out of tea and I was very excited to have my teas back. But I did find, I'm drawing a blank on the tea company. There is one called Havo, I think, in Indonesia that was delicious. They had like a chocolate tea that was so good. So good. So I'm going to have finish off my iced coffee and I'm going to let my tea steep. And today we are going to an escape room. So escape rooms are my son's favorite thing to do. And so we're taking him and one of his friends to Devil's Divination. And my husband and I really like them too because they're puzzles and we like solving puzzles and it's something fun to do. So I hope this is something you guys like. I think I may wrap it up here and maybe do a short with my tea tasting and let you know how that tea is once it is steeped. But it was so good to see you guys. It was so nice to have a few people on here. And let me know if you guys like this and I'll do more. Okay, have a great Saturday. Although for those of you in Australia, have a good Sunday. And thanks so much for joining me. It really means a lot to me. Oh, love you too, Shannon. It's nice to connect with you guys again. Take really good care of yourselves, and I will hopefully see you in a shortly. Bye. Let's see if I can figure out how to end this live. Okay, I figured it out. All right, bye guys.